More problems for Samsung. One of the company's Galaxy Note 7 phones starting to smoke, forcing a plane to evacuate. And in this case, the phone was reportedly one of the replacements meant to address all those safety issues. ABC's David Curley is at Reagan National Airport with more on what happened. Good morning to you, David.
Morning, Amy. We've been so worried about one of these phones overheating on a jet, and ironically, this was a recall replacement that started burning just before takeoff. If true, it could mean even bigger problems for Samsung. Just before this jet takes off, evacuation.
994, we got smoke in the cabin. Can you send the emergency equipment over here?
The reason? This Samsung phone.
And I noticed smoke just pouring out of my pocket. Pulled the phone out of my pocket, threw it onto the ground where it continued to smoke and kind of burn and smolder into the carpet.
Brian Green says his phone was a replacement for the original Galaxy Note 7, which was recalled by Samsung, nearly 1 million of them, and raising concerns about lithium batteries in other phones.
Oh my God. All right. We got the car.
The Note 7s burning and exploding in cars, homes, and at work.
Sounded like it bursted, and then there was smoke everywhere.
But the incident in that jet in Louisville may be the first time for a replacement Note 7 to burn.
It popped, it sizzled, you could say even. I was scared, I was going to have bits of glass in my hand and electronics and whatnot, so I was just trying to get it away from me.
Green says he powered down the phone as asked right before takeoff. Within hours, the Consumer Product Safety Commission had investigators in Louisville to examine the phone.
Anytime you have any type of smoking object on an airplane, that is a big development, and we're concerned about it. That's why we're moving so aggressively to investigate it.
Samsung says it also sent representatives to investigate the phone, and it is cooperating with the government. Its original Note 7s caught fire nearly 100 times, burning 26 users. Now, we're waiting to find out whether this was the actual phone. There's still a lot of questions. There have been reports about Samsung replacement phones heating up. This would be the first time we've heard of it actually burning, Amy.
All right, David Curley, thank you. And ABC's aviation consultant Steve Ganyard joins us now. And Steve, I've flown recently, and you hear the flight attendants say, don't charge your phone. If it's a Samsung Galaxy Note 7, turn it off. This all happened on the ground. What would have happened, what could have happened if that same incident happened when the flight was in the air?
Well, Amy, think about it. If this had been maybe 10 minutes later while this airplane was airborne, these lithium-ion battery fires, they'll burn up to 1,500 degrees. Aluminum melts at 1,200. Think about what a fire would do to the seat, putting toxic fumes into the cabin. We really dodged a bullet this time, but I don't think we can continue to count on being so lucky.
And speaking to that, this was supposedly one of the replacement phones that Samsung had given this customer. Is the company doing enough?
Apparently not. And so I think Samsung is going to have to come out and be a little bit more forthcoming with the kinds of changes they've instituted. But if you think about it, almost everybody has a smartphone today. So people bring smartphones, they bring tablets, they bring laptops onto the airplane. So you may have 150 people on the airplane, and you probably have 200 lithium-ion batteries. So it's not just a Samsung problem, it's a lithium-ion battery problem, and it's only going to get worse before it gets better.
And it sounds like it could be a problem for everyone on board those planes. So what's the government's role in this? What are the airlines' roles in all of this?
Well, we certainly can't expect the TSA or the airlines to go through everybody's bags and say, pull out your Samsung devices. So I think in the short term, the FAA and Samsung are going to have to work closely together to fix whatever this manufacturing defect is. But amazingly, there's no minimum mandatory safety standard for these lithium-ion batteries. So I think there's a role for the Congress here to step in and say, if you're going to sell something with a lithium-ion battery in this country, you're going to have to at least meet a minimum safety bar, and we don't have that as of now.
Seems like that would certainly make sense. All right, Steve Ganyard, thanks so much for joining us.